All right, today we're going to talk about server-sent events, or SSE for short. It's this awesome and surprisingly simple way to get real-time data streaming right into your web applications.
You know the feeling, right? You're watching a live news feed or maybe checking sports scores, and what are you doing? You're just hammering that refresh button over and over again. It's clunky, it's inefficient, and let's face it, it's just plain annoying.
But what if I told you there's a much better way to handle this? Imagine if your browser could just get those updates pushed to it, like automatically, the second they happen. No action required from you at all.
Well, that's exactly what server-sent events are all about. And here's the best part. This isn't some complicated library you have to go install or some new framework you have to learn. Nope. It's a standard web technology, and it's already built right into the browser you're probably using to watch this.
Okay, so let's get into it. The old way of doing things is something we call short polling. The best way to think about it is like that kid in the backseat of the car on a road trip asking, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" every 5 seconds. That's your browser. It's constantly sending a new request to the server asking, "Got anything new for me? How about now?" All those requests, they create a ton of network traffic and overhead. And honestly, it's not even truly real time. So server-sent events just completely flip that whole model upside down. Instead of the browser constantly bugging the server just opens up a connection and says, "Hey, I'll let you know." Then, whenever there's an update, boom, it pushes it down to the client. It's just so much more elegant and way more efficient.
The really important thing to get here is that SSE is a one-way street. The server does all the talking and the client just listens. And it all happens over one single, long-lived HTTP connection. That's it. No more of that constant nagging from the browser.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, how does this actually work under the hood? It sounds complicated, but it's really simple. Let's break it down. So first, your browser makes a totally normal HTTP request to a server endpoint. Nothing fancy. But the server's response is the clever part. It sends back a special header that says connection, keep alive. That's basically the server telling the browser, hey, don't hang up, keep this line open. And from then on, whenever new data is ready, a new stock price, a notification, whatever, the server just sends it right down that open pipe as plain text. Simple as that. All right, so let's dig into some of the key features that make SSE so useful for certain kinds of tasks.
So we've already covered that it's one way, and it uses standard HTTP, which is awesome for keeping things simple. But here's the real killer feature, the absolute game changer, automatic reconnection. I mean, think about it. If your network connection drops for a second, the browser just automatically tries to reconnect. You don't have to write a single line of code to handle that. That built-in resilience is just incredible for making your apps feel super robust. So, where would you actually use this? Well, think about any situation where you just need to broadcast information from a server out to a user. You know, live news feeds, sports scores, monitoring dashboards. All those things are perfect for SSE, because at their core, they're all about that one-way push of data.
And this, of course, brings us to the big showdown. The question every developer asks, okay, when do I use SSE, and when do I need to bring out the big guns, its more powerful cousin, WebSockets?
Here's a really easy way to think about it. SSE is like a megaphone. It's perfect for one person, the server, to broadcast a message out to a crowd. WebSockets, on the other hand, are like a pair of walkie-talkies. They allow a full-blown two-way conversation. They're just different tools, designed for completely different jobs.
And when you put them side by side, the choice gets even clearer. If all you need is that one-way data push, SSE's simplicity is just a huge win. It runs on standard HTTP, so no crazy server setup is needed, and you get that awesome auto-reconnect feature for free. Now, WebSockets, they're super powerful for sure. You get that two-way communication, you can send binary data, but that power comes with more complexity. You have to manage the connection yourself, you have to write your own reconnection logic, the whole shebang. Okay, so what's the big takeaway here? What's the one thing you need to remember when you're trying to decide which one to use? Let's just wrap it all up. On the pro side for SSE, you've got its beautiful simplicity. It's lightweight, it works with the web servers you already have, and that native browser API with auto reconnect is just going to save you so many headaches. Now, the cons? Well, it's only a one-way street, it's text only, and yeah, sometimes you might have to fiddle with certain network proxies to get them to cooperate. But that's about it. Look, if you're going to remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this simple rule. Use SSE when simplicity and just broadcasting data matters, but use WebSockets when interaction matters, when you need that real back-and-forth conversation. So now you know.
The next time you're thinking about building something with a live data stream, you'll know exactly what tool to reach for. The only question left is, what are you going to build?